As Alabama fans, we're used to seeing Nick Saban use the media as a way to get a message to his team. However, it has been awesome this offseason seeing the praise and hearing how pleased Saban has been with this group through 2 scrimmages. And today, I wanted to talk about some of the things he said in the post-scrimmage interview because they were very telling to me. But before we do, as always, y'all know the drill. I want to hear from y'all. Hop down in the comments, give me a Y for yes or an N for no. And this Alabama defense, in my opinion, is set to be a really fantastic unit, but we have heard a lot of praise laid down upon them. So do you believe that this Alabama defense is set to return to its elite fashion? Let me know what you're thinking there. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell notification. I do constant college football content. You don't want to miss any of it. And if you enjoyed that content, be sure to like and comment down below. Those interactions are massive. But with all of that being said, let's unpack some of the things Nick Saban said, because Nick Saban continues to be pleased with how his quarterback is progressing in Bryce Young. He said Bryce Young played well in the scrimmage, but he thought that the offense outside of Bryce Young played better. And one of the things that we've heard reported is that this Alabama offense continues to grow from the first scrimmage to the second scrimmage. So that was the thing I took away with it. From within a week's time, there was already growth, and that is music to your ears, especially when you're dealing with such an inexperienced unit by and large, which was part of the reason why I thought that the Jamison Williams transfer was so impactful for this offense. Getting in a wide receiver with his experience is going to be paramount, but hearing that the unit as a whole is evolving from week to week is awesome, especially when the quarterback continues to play at a high level. However, another area I really want to talk about is this running back group, because this running back group for Alabama, in my opinion, is the deepest in the nation, and all we've heard is Saban being pleased with them, which is awesome to hear. No matter where you turn in this room, there's a dude and somebody to do something for you. No matter what type of stylistic approach you want to have in this offense, there's somebody in that room that can do it to a very high level. So to hear that this unit, along with the offense, is coming along nicely is awesome. It's something that is very, very good to hear. But there is something that I've heard over the past few interviews Saban has done that has really stuck out to me, and it revolves around a freshman wide receiver. Because over the past few interviews Saban has done, I've heard a name mentioned a few times, and that is Jojo Earl, who I believe is set for a really interesting year. Jojo Earl, coming from Aledo High School, was someone I got to see play in high school, and when he was committed to LSU and I'd be at the Aledo games, the only thing I kept thinking to myself is, man, covering him is going to be a chore for somebody. His burst, his change of direction, and the ability he has with the ball in his hand to make something happen is unbelievable. So you can imagine my excitement from having watched him closely in high school to when he ultimately flipped to the Crimson Tide. I was over the moon because I got to see firsthand against elite competition what this young man was capable of. Now, I'm not sure how much we're going to see of Jojo Earl this season. That Alabama wide receiver room is smacked loaded from top to bottom. There are names everywhere. It is unbelievable how much talent is in that room, and especially when you look at the freshmen that just came in. I've said this before, Alabama took in 4 of the nation's top 10 wide receivers last year, which is just absolutely stellar production for a unit. That, to go along with the best offensive line class in recruiting history, culminates itself into the best recruiting class of all time. Alabama has a lot of talent on this roster, and the wide receiver unit is absolutely a part of that. But Jojo Earl has to compete with an experienced guy in Slade Bolden for reps at that slot wide receiver position, and that's not going to be easy because that experience is going to be very important. But hearing Nick Saban identify him twice is something I'm very excited to hear because I am really rooting for this young man. I cannot wait to see what he does in a crimson uniform. I think the sky is the limit for his ability, so hearing him called out twice, cannot wait to see it because this young man is electric with the ball in his hands. But if we move over to the defensive side of the football, I think there is a ton of excitement from Alabama fans for the defense alone, and deservedly so. Look, the offense is going to have a few growing pains. When you replace that many guys, it's only natural. However, you get the upside of being able to replace all those guys with the talent that Alabama has, which is exactly why we always say Alabama doesn't rebuild, they reload, and this offense looks to be another installment of the latest Nick Saban reloading plan. But the defense is what I think a lot of Alabama fans are very interested in, and how could you not be? From the secondary, losing Patrick Surtain only, which is a big loss, but returning a lot of talent outside of that. Josh Jobe, Jalen Armour-Davis have held it down throughout the spring. Malachi Moore, very talented in his freshman year. Brian Branch is an individual who we've heard Saban laud over. This secondary has got a lot of names in it, and it's a unit I can't wait to see take the field. But one of the biggest helps to the secondary, not that they even need it, is going to be that pass rush, and that's an area we heard Nick Saban identify an individual that if you've been around this channel, you know. I only watched his first game, and that's all it took me to realize. This kid, by the end of the year, is going to be one of the best pass rushers in all of college football. Will Anderson. After that Missouri game, I made a video just go ahead and shooting my shot that this was the kid that was about to take over and be something special for Alabama. And he absolutely is. Nick Saban identified Will Anderson as being someone who just creates havoc, especially in the pass rush. But he went a little bit further than that, and the second comment he had was more telling in my opinion. And that was, he continues to evolve and he's becoming a more complete player. That is an incredible compliment to levy upon someone who is already as talented as Will Anderson is. But him having a full offseason is going to be hugely impactful for his 2021 campaign, and I'm thinking we're going to see a really awesome year from Will Anderson. I, for one, cannot wait. The Terminator looks to destroy, and you can sign me up to watch that. But it's not just ending at Will Anderson. You have all the other talented guys along the line. Chris Allen on the other side comes back this year to repeat a very successful campaign he had last season. I think he's going to add on to it, just cementing his place as another guy to be drafted from Alabama. Really looking forward to what he does. But the interior of this line has got a ton of upside as well. Remember, there are very talented freshmen coming into campus, such as 5-star Damon Payne. He's an individual we have to watch, but if he doesn't see the field, it will be because of the unbelievable depth Alabama has at that defensive tackle position, because there are names after names. Tim Smith is an individual I can't wait to see take the field. DJ Dale is someone I'm looking to have a big year. Byron Young, there's so many guys we can identify. But the last area I really want to hit on is that middle linebacker position, because over the past few weeks I've made a video talking about why I thought Henry To'oTo'o was going to be so key for this Alabama defense. And it was the communication. It's something that Will Anderson talked about. It's something that Nick Saban has talked about. Henry To'oTo'o's ability to communicate is paramount for this defense, and it will make all the difference in the world for this unit in 2021. One of the biggest things Alabama got caught by last year was just simple miscommunications or miscue, when there was misdirections or pre-snap motion that could sometimes confuse you, which is exactly what it's meant to do. But having an individual that is that adamant about communicating can really help in those situations, because it attempts to put everybody on the same page. It's really interesting to see what Henry To'oTo'o is going to add to this defense, but the reports of him being really a key piece for this Alabama defense thus far are music to my ears. It's really refreshing to hear, because he's someone I'm really rooting for, along with another individual on offense I pinpointed a few weeks ago that we're hearing great things about, such as Trey Sanders. These are names I cannot wait to see, because remember, I talked about how the passing game was something that I was really seeing how the running backs would get worked into, and all we've heard so far is that Trey Sanders is showing up and showing out, and he's not alone. This running back room, like I said, is unbelievable. Hop down in the comments, let me know what you're thinking about the Alabama's second scrimmage and what Nick Saban said. That's it. See ya.